Do you have a legend in your family and you wanted to know if that legend was true or if the people in your family were telling you the truth of that legend? If so, this is the book for you. The book is called Women of the Dunes, and it is about a woman that goes and finds out the truth of the legend in her family. Hi, y'all. Welcome to Boozy Bee's Books and Cocktails. I'm Dana B, and I have a special guest today. She is a cousin. I feel more like that she's a niece to me. This is Mandi Carrero, and I'm going to let her introduce herself, and then you're going to find out why we chose this book and what significance this book has coming back to us.
Yeah. So hi, I'm Mandy Carrera. So Dana is my father's first cousin. Love her to death. It's been great. And I got to come up here this weekend and get to visit. I am a big lover of some Scottish folklore, and we have Scottish heritage. And Woman in the Dunes takes place in Scotland, and as well as it gets to explore different generations. And because we're a different generation, just by logic, because we're different ages, if you can't tell, we're not the same age. But because we're different generations, we're able. I loved this book. It was great for us because we were able, and we get to talk about how we can cross those lines of different generations. And Lord knows, we have some legends in our family.
That's true. So this book, and another reason we chose this book is this weekend at Lyon College in Batesville, Arkansas, the Arkansas Scottish Festival was held. Mandi came to play in the Highland Games, and so we wanted to tie a book into her being in the Scottish this festival this weekend. So this book just fell right into place.
Oh yeah.
And we both found that it was interesting, and we're going to talk about just a few things about the book. We're going to do our likes and dislikes,
Okay.
and then we're going to make a cocktail that coincides with the book, that matches the book. So the book is about a young lady, and there has been a legend told throughout her lifetime about this woman that is her grandmother, and she is from Scotland. And there's I don't really know how the legend what.
So what my understanding is, so you have three timelines that kind of happen, and the legend has it of Libby, who's kind of our main character that we follow. She grew up in Canada, but
Oh,
she
that's
is
right.
now living in England and working at a college, which was lovely since we spent our day at the college today. So she works at a college, and her grandmother used to work on this castle, fort, whatever
Mm-hmm.
you want to call it, an estate in Scotland near dunes. And so that's kind of the whole point, is that it's by a headland, which is like a point that goes out to the
Mm-hmm.
ocean. And if you don't know, Scotland,
Yeah.
it's a peninsula,
So
a part of an island.
Ellen's legend that she tells Libby is that her great great grandmother came over and was trying to get away from her husband and met a monk there,
Yes.
and the
So
man that
there's
she
no, well, and I
loved.
don't think we know that they're related. But
No,
the third
right,
story is
right.
Ula, and there's this old legend from the 8th century that Ellen
Mm-hmm,
knows about, and Ellen's obsessed with, that supposedly happened on this property.
mm-hmm.
And so Ellen has told this story, but Ellen's granddaughter is actually
Oh, that's it. Yes,
Libby's
yes, yes.
grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
And so Libby learned from her grandmother about the grandmother's grandmother.
Right. And it's a legend. And
Yeah.
so she goes to dig for the college, the university, and she's trying to find what's up with this legend.
Yeah. What's the truth
And
behind it?
yes, and so it's really interesting to me. And we talked beforehand what we liked about it, and we both liked Ellen's story the
I
best,
did. Yes.
because I felt like they kind of rushed Ula's story a little bit.
Yes. And I loved it goes back and forth and gives you kind of snapshots of it, and it does it all chronologically, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
However, because it does it all chronologically, you end up not getting a lot of the
Yeah.
actual legend. And I was
Right.
striving, and
Yeah.
that's the part I don't like,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
I know we're talking about likes, but the middle section, the middle time chronologically is what I really enjoyed.
Yeah. To me, the book was very hard to get into. It was hard to make a connection with some of the characters,
Yeah.
and there was lots of characters,
Yeah.
lots of characters that they introduced. And meanwhile, while these women are there, of course, there's men,
Oh yeah.
and the men are a very dominant part of the story, because Ellen worked for this family, and
And the family had two sons, and she grew up with these two sons reenacting the legend.
right.
And then you find Libby, who comes to do this dig, and there ends up being Sturrock family is the Sturrock family, both generations of Ellen's generations and Libby's.
And Libby didn't tell the people that where she started to dig that she had any connection with the story.
No, she
Legend.
kept it a secret.
Yeah. So it was very, you had to really pay attention
Yes.
to it until you got the foundation of the story.
Yes.
And so I really enjoyed it once I got into it. And we even had another family member reading the book too, and she was the same way. She kept saying, "Oh my goodness, I hope it gets better." And I finally told her, "Yes, it will get better. Just hang in there, hang in there." So I would ask you. We've already talked about who we liked. We both liked Ellen the best.
Yes, we like Ellen's story.
Her
really,
story is the best.
And it took place in the 1800s, mid to late.
So there were several timelines. What I didn't like about the book, I listened to Audible, and I didn't like the narration.
Yes,
it bothered me some.
Yes,
and they used the words, and I had to write it down so I could read it. Oh my God, oh Lord, dear God, numerous times. And if I had been reading it on a Kindle, I could have found out how many times they said that.
Yeah.
But it was very repetitive.
Yeah. We could go look it up.
Yeah.
Where's mine? I
oh, you were on? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you need to look it up.
Reading it on Kindle. So
we'll put it on the comment part. Yeah.
So we'll look up how many, but that, and
did you
Dana asked me, she said, did you notice this? And I said, no, I didn't notice it. But I'm so used to, and for me as a religious person, I don't necessarily use that term. But I know everybody uses it, and so it's no big deal to me. But when you hear it, it hits you different.
I think that's where Audible is a little bit different when you're hearing it. Yes, yeah. I would say this is a very clean written book.
Oh yes.
I mean, there's for my subscribers that like clean books, and there's a love.
Wholesome.
It's wholesome.
There are love stories. You get goodness. You get some bad people. You get all the.
There's murder.
Stuff.
There's mystery. There's everything.
I mean, you're on an archaeological site, so you're finding things out, and that's the whole purpose of it. Is you're getting to figure out what is the truth of the matter.
And when they started finding things, I found like, okay, what is that? There was some intrigue. Yes.
I wonder if they had told us all of Ula's story at the very beginning, and we kind of knew that ending and where we were going, and then we went back and forth between the middle timeline and the ending timeline.
Right.
It would have made more sense.
Yeah, and I wonder if there's a prequel and a sequel to it.
Like, there might be.
I don't know.
That would be a good sequel, is to really kind of go more into Ula and Orland's story.
Yeah. It was. I would give it a 4.
Out of 5?
Yeah. 4 out of 5. Yeah. Okay. So our cocktail today, we're going to have Scottish whiskey, and we totally poo-pooed out of that.
I failed.
So we're gonna use Irish whiskey,
which is Celtic, and that's
which is
part
great.
of the love. If you don't know, short history lesson. The Celts in general, there's 3 kind of big spots that they ended up before the Norse people, and this is kind of part of the legend. Ula herself is actually, she has this relationship with 2 brothers that are Norse, and they come into Scotland and they end up settling there. But Celtics were in Scotland, Ireland, and Britannia, which is Britain, or not Britannia, Bretagne, which is actually France. And so they all are actually connected in this Celtic bond, and there's a big source of that.
So I asked someone today or yesterday at college why there's so many Scottish people that's in this area.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason being is when they came to the United States, they noticed that Arkansas was a lot like
The Highlands.
Scotland. Yes.
Yes.
And the weather's like it. We're getting rain right now, which
Oh, yeah.
love it.
Which is just
Love,
like
we
it.
need it so bad. So we're calling this Lyon Highlander, and I was gifted some beautiful Arkansas honey. It's clover honey. So we're going to actually add this to our cocktail.
I'm so excited.
It is a lot like a hot toddy.
Great.
And as a young child, my grandmother used to make this. We come from a very long line of non-drinkers, and my grandmother would make hot toddies when I had bronchitis.
Yeah.
So it's an old recipe. So this is kind of a spin-off of that, but it's a cold drink.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to
Which
get to
we
share my. Yeah, we're both very tired from the
We're tired.
festivals.
We're hot.
We
It
might not
be
make any sense.
October, but it is still summer in Arkansas. It is not fall.
Yeah, so I'm going to pour this ice back in here because I
Love
forgot.
Well, while you
to
do that,
shackle.
I'll tell you a little bit more
Yes,
about
please. So
Scotland and Ireland.
Mandy went to Scotland. Did
Yes.
you go to Ireland too?
I went to
Okay.
Ireland and Scotland. So a couple of years ago, I got to go on a really cool trip with. I'm a school teacher by trade, and I actually got to go with some seniors that were mine when they were in middle school, and we got to go to Dublin, Belfast, and then we spent most of our time in Edinburgh, Scotland. We actually stayed in Stirling, but we went into Edinburgh 3 or 4 days of the 7 days. And so I got to go to 2 castles and got to
That's very cool.
drive around. My big thing that I really wanted to do was to find a Highland coup in the Highlands, and coup is how the Scottish accent would say cow.
Okay.
But a Highland coup, and I never did. It was very sad. It was my one regret, is I didn't get to see a Highland cow in the Highlands.
I thought it meant like a cow.
Yeah,
like,
it is a cow.
Oh, okay. Oh, like the fuzzy ones.
Yeah, they have like shaggy bangs.
Yeah.
They look like they're like emo punk stars.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Those are Highland cows.
Okay, so the this recipe is we're making two cocktails, so it's 4 ounces of whiskey. We've got an ounce of lemon juice, freshly squeezed lemon juice. Then I made this honey syrup a while ago, and it's just dissolved in a little bit of water, so it's thinned out. Okay.
Now, what did you just add?
That was bitters.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So I just added that because I felt like it needed just a little bit of different thing from.
Sure, it's just in a bottle that I don't know what it is.
Well,
I did it.
Perfume. I did it in that bottle just because it's easier to measure. Yeah.
Oh, I'm instantly gonna go get one for my own bar.
Yeah. Don't get one. I've got some that I will gift you. So we're just gonna shake it up to where it's cool to the touch and it gets frosty. And then when you have anything with a fruit or anything besides, yeah, no, it does that all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm not a professional bartender in any sense of the word.
Let me give you some of my eyes.
Well, I'm gonna,
because you're gonna strain it.
Yeah, but I'll just open this up if I can. It's just all over the place. Okay, I'm gonna see how this goes.
I love the color.
Yeah.
It's also a beautiful glass.
Yes.
Okay, so what do we have it rimmed with? Is it brown sugar?
So it's cinnamon and sugar.
Cinnamon and sugar. Okay.
So cheers.
Oh, in Scotland they say cilantro.
Okay,
so
cilantro.
That's very good. Oh, I like that a lot.
You know what? It's not lemon forward, which I was hoping it would not be.
Yes, but it is. The lemon really cut the bitter. Well, and I mean, you had the bitters, but
yeah, no, I was just so afraid
that is whiskey, right?
Yeah, I was hoping it wouldn't be like a hot toddy, and it's not. So
no, not at all. I really like the cinnamon hint with the rim.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I made a mess. There's a cocktail napkin right there.
Oh, great.
So what got you into playing in the Highland Games?
So I was going to Scotland. I knew I have lovely family members who do a bunch of different genealogy and look into our history. And I know my grandmother I was telling our cousin that I spent the night with last night. There was this old map. I know this map. Here's our legend. Here's my family legend. There's this old map. I don't know where it is. It was from some family reunion, and it had our ancestry all the way to Ireland.
Yes, I remember that.
And I remember calling you about it, trying to find it.
Yeah.
And I can't find it. Still can't find it. Don't know where it ends up. But it might have ended up with my aunt.
Yeah.
I just found that out. It might have ended up with my aunt.
Yeah, I think
across the country
yeah.
from where we are. But all that being said, I did an ancestry.com and found out, because depending on what your actual, I am actually a fourth Portuguese. My grandfather was a Portuguese man. Both of his parents were from Portugal, from the same island of Portugal. And I knew that, but I know my genetics would pull different things, right? So when I came back, and I'm more Scottish genetically than Portuguese.
Because of your mother,
yeah.
I'm sure.
Well, and so I have it pulled, but it was still only 23, but it was like 23 versus 19%. So even though I know directly my grandfather, my great-grandparents are from the Azore Islands of Portugal, I was more Scottish technically in my genes.
That's crazy.
And so with that, I started looking at what clan were we a part of and trying to find that out. And part of that was right after I came back, I heard that there were going to be Highland Games. We have a new Renaissance Festival grounds in Mount Vernon, Arkansas. And I was like, oh, they're doing Highland Games? I want to go do this. So I had been reading up about Highland Games because I knew we did this here in Arkansas. So I went to it and I saw the camaraderie of the athletes and I said, I want to be a part of that.
Oh, okay.
I really want to be a part of that. And so I started training and competed my first time this last June. And then today was my second competition. And I set some PRs, which are personal records. So for no people who don't know anything about Highland Games in general, there are 9 events. And so like I had to pick up a tree today and injured myself.
And she looks so really cute fun. In her kilt. Here it is.
Yeah,
this is
here's
hers.
my kilt. But I did find out that, long story short, we are Clan Ogilvie. And a Finn is our clan motto. We our common one of our common ancestors. There's several of them because we're fairly close in relation. But one of our ancestors, Andy Burge, married an Ogilvie girl, and so this Ogilvie is a Scottish name, and Ogilvies trail back to the Ogilvies of Arlisle. I want to say that's correct, and we have a castle. We have like a clan castle, and there's an Earl of Arlisle that
I knew I was a queen.
Exactly, right? A good friend of mine is actually in Scotland about a month ago, and I was like, "You're not far from my castle." She was like, "What do you mean, your castle?" I was like, well, my heritage castle. Yeah. It's not mine, but one day maybe we'll see. Maybe I'm really Princess Diaries. Yeah, there you go. There's a book for you to read next. Princess Diaries.
There we go. Well, and she's got this little pendant here that is so cool, and you being a cousin, you'll understand. And you have lots of first cousins that you grew up with.
Yes.
Her dad and I grew up very, very close because my mother was sick, and so we lived a lot of times with her dad's parents. And without my dad, my mom, and my brother, I feel like a boat without a rudder a lot of times. So this book meant a lot to me because this girl was searching out her family, her family ties. So I really enjoyed it. It made me want to dig more. I know your grandmother, my auntie, she was so good with genealogy. And so much of that has gone away. We have her documents.
Yeah.
But just the story. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because we're like, oh my gosh, I'm supposed to be kin to this person, but I don't know how.
Yeah.
And auntie could just
she could tell you, yes.
She could just zip it right to you.
Well, and I'll say this: one of my favorite. Can I share 2 legends?
Sure. Yeah.
One of the legends, and I can't tell you who it was.
Okay.
But so we're in Batesville, and our family is really kind of from the Cave City area in general. But all I know is someone rode a horse through town, and I don't know most of the story. And in fact, if you ask my immediate family, don't ask me to tell legends because I will tell them very badly and misremember them. But he rode a horse through town, like into the town
movie theater.
Movie theater.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the other legend I'll share is my uncle, Double A. He was learning an instrument. We're a very musical family, and he was learning an instrument, a trumpet. And one Thanksgiving, he apparently was showing off his trumpet, and he dropped said trumpet into some kind of salad that my granny had made. And that has been forever known as trumpet salad now. Like I asked my mom about 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
how do you make trumpet salad? She's like, it's just so-and-so salad. I was like, I don't know that. It's just trumpet salad. That's all I know. And I'm going to marry a Midwestern, so it's like, I know it's Jell-O based.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
You know, it's funny because, too, well, Atticus just got into the picture. But we all have stories. We all, and my dad kept everything very clean, very. No, there was no hard feelings.
He was
there
like Oliver. He was a minister.
Yes,
and he kept it very
right. And
yes.
So I had not heard a lot of stories before, and so I am spending time with some of the older people of our family, and so I'm hearing these stories, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know we had all of that in our family. So it's chasing legends.
Yeah.
I think that's what I got out of this book
Yes.
was chasing legends and finding out. And, you know, a lot of people back then hid things or didn't talk about things.
Oh, yes.
And so the legend becomes even greater, or, you know, and Scottish people are known for telling stories, big stories.
Yes.
They're big storytellers.
Yes.
And so I really, really enjoyed this book. I enjoyed it because we were reading it at the time. I enjoyed knowing that you were reading it while I was reading it, and we had something common to talk about.
Oh, yeah. And I have so many stories to talk to you about that we haven't even started talking about. All the legends in our own family.
Yeah. Well, and I'm just now coming around to it. And so I thank you so much. Yes. I've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed it. I appreciate you coming all the way out here to the studio to do this with me.
Oh, yeah.
And taking your time. So
it was easy peasy. I was already up here.
So, well, thank you very much. I hope you guys enjoyed this little family legend trip. Hope you read the book. If anyone wants to borrow my copy of the book, let me know and I'll send it to you at any time. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thank you. Cheers!